Hello and welcome back to yet another video. In today's, we'll be discussing the top 5 greatest playoff runs.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
A few of the best NBA players have put on heroic performances at the top of this list. If you've been around for the last 2 decades, you most likely can figure out exactly who they might be. So guys, let's have a look. Let's get into it. Number 5. Allen Iverson in 2001. On number 5, we have Allen Iverson's 2001 journey to the NBA Finals, which cemented his place in the hearts of NBA fans. However, it didn't appear to be anything remarkable in the opening game of the playoffs, as he only got 16 points and was defeated by Reggie Miller on a game-winning shot. But, like a real leader, Allen reassured his squad and assured them that they would win the championship. He followed through on his commitment. Iverson scored 45 points in the next game and over 30 points in the next 2 to advance in the best-of-5 first round at the time, setting the stage for an unforgettable 7-game series with Vince Carter. Iverson exploded for 54 and 52 points in a last-ditch effort to beat Carter, who had 50 points of his own, and was awarded the MVP trophy in the midst of the series. Allen fought all the way to a decisive play that came down to the last shot, demonstrating why he won the MVP that year. The Sixers had advanced to the conference finals, where the Milwaukee Bucks were waiting for them. Iverson ceased counting at 16 in Game 2 and 15 in Game 5, indicating that they understood who they needed to concentrate on. When it counted most, however, Al went off for 46 and 44 points in Games 6 and 7 respectively to close out the Bucks and send his team to the NBA Finals. Iverson was unstoppable in Game 1 versus the Lakers, clinching the game with a memorable shot and a subsequent stride over Tyronn Lue. However, his 35.5 points per game in the finals weren't enough, and the Lakers eventually won. However, for those of us who witnessed that incredible playoff run, the vision of that run will live on in our minds. Number 4. Hakeem Olajuwon in 1995. In 1995, Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets had a rough start to their back-to-back championship run. John Stockton was the star of that game, despite having 45 points in the opener against the Jazz. Despite the Dream's superb play throughout the series, the Rockets were on the verge of elimination, down 2-1, until Olajuwon emerged as the hero, scoring 40 points in Game 4 and 33 points, and grabbing 10 rebounds in Game 5 to send the Rockets to the second round. Most of the games against the Phoenix Suns were blowouts, which is unusual for a contest that goes to a 7th game. Instead of having a single game outburst in the final game, Hakeem was consistently outstanding throughout. Despite leading his squad in scoring with 29 points and 11 rebounds, Olajuwon was content to let Mario Ali give the final blow. That led the Rockets to face David Robinson, the league MVP at the time, in a heavyweight fight at the center position in San Antonio. This is where the Dream really showed its class. Look at the numbers: 41 and 16, 43 and 11, 42, 9, and 8 assists in the 5th game, and 39 and 17 in the 6th game, a complete dominance. When you see those highlights, you realize how powerless the league's MVP was at the time. That just goes to prove how fantastic the Dream was. Even Robinson had to accept it. Number 3. Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Kawhi Leonard, like Olajuwon, suffered a legitimate blow to the face in Game 1 of the 2019 Raptors season. But the dust settled soon as they cruised past the Magic within the next 4 games to set up a meeting with the 76ers. One might forget that this series was primarily a double-digit affair, with both sides swapping thrashings. Leonard scored 45 points in the series opener and remained Toronto's lone consistent scorer with nearly 35 points and 10 rebounds. All of this ended at the finale with his absolute classic shot, which pushed his team to a deciding match. The conference finals, on the other hand, were not going to be much simpler. With the Raptors down 0-2 to Giannis and the Bucks and their hopes on the line, Leonard performed a spirited 36 and 9, his best scoring performance of the season, to secure a must-win and keep the series alive. That appeared to be the catalyst as Toronto went on to win 4-2 games on their way to the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. It wasn't Kawhi's mistake that his competitors were dealing with so many injuries, as he put up impressive numbers of 34 and 13 in Game 2, 36 and 12 in Game 4, and 26 and 12 in Game 5 of the Finals. Out of the top 5 players on this list, Kawhi Leonard needed 24 games to reach 732 points in the playoffs, while the other 4 players all played in 22 games, which is in no way a reflection on Leonard. Number 2. LeBron James in 2018. LeBron James practically pushed this Cleveland Cavaliers team to the finals in 2018, similar to what he did in 2007, and it all started against the Pacers in round 1. Following a loss in Game 1, James went for 46 and 12 in Game 2 to tie the series. To go up 3-2 against the Indiana Ball Club, they needed another 44-point outburst. There was a lot on the line for LeBron, who had gone to the finals for the past 7 years in a row as his team would win Game 6 and force a Game 7 against all odds. Now that he was on the verge of being eliminated in the first round, he would come out firing shot after shot from all around the court. James was unstoppable as he raced to the rim. When it counted most, 45 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists were enough to secure the victory. In Game 2, it was LeBron's 43 points and 14 rebounds that gave the city a new identity. Cleveland, on the other hand, had a terrifying start to the conference finals. In the first 2 games, Boston thrashed them by 25 and 13 points respectively. As each team triumphed on their home court, the King went off for 44 points in Game 4 and 46 points in Game 6, laying the setup for another Game 7 in Boston. James gave one of the most courageous efforts of his career, playing every second of Game 7 as he needed to keep his team from losing. He accomplished this goal by scoring 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists, while hitting 50% from the field. LeBron led his team all the way to the finals against the Golden State by performing every second of those 48 minutes. LeBron attempted to be the hero by scoring 51 points against the Warriors' great lineup. Against a defense that was exclusively targeted on him, he made 19 of 32 shots, or over 60%. Despite an incredible effort to keep the Cavaliers going and give them a shot to win on their own, we all know how horribly it ended. Despite this, LeBron James' superhero playoff run landed him at number 2 on this list for most points in a single postseason. Number 1. Michael Jordan in 1992. Only one man can top this list, and that man is none other than Michael Jordan. MJ was unstoppable in 1992 while he was chasing his second championship. The poor Miami Heat had to watch him score 46 points in Game 1, 33 points in Game 2, and then 56 points in Game 3 of the first round sweep. The ball struggled a bit in the second round against the New York Knicks, and New York was able to slow down Michael to 29.5 points in the first 6 games. Imagine lowering his scoring average from 45 points per game versus Miami to about 30 now. That's how amazing he was, as evidenced by the fact that he saved the best for last. He had a 42-point outburst in Game 7 and never provided the Knicks a chance in the series finale, blowing them out by 29 points. Despite splitting the first 4 games of the conference finals against Cleveland, the Bulls took care of business in Game 6, with Michael scoring 30 points in 5 of those games to lead his team to the NBA Finals for the second year in a row.